Call this assembly meeting to order. This is a meeting on 26th of January. It's a special meeting of the Anchorage Assembly. Do the roll call, Madam Clerk, please.
Mr. Trainee.
Here.
Ms. Demboski.
Present.
Mr. Evans.
Here.
Mr. Flynn. He asked to be excused. Mr. Hall asked to join by the telephone. Mr. Honeman. Oh. Mr. Honeman, are you on the phone?
Sounded like it.
Paul, is that you on the phone?
Or is that Ernie?
Ernie, okay, hi Ernie. Go ahead, ma'am. Sorry.
Thank you. Ms. Gray Jackson.
Honored to be here.
Ms. Johnston.
Here.
Mr. Peterson.
Present.
Mr. Starr.
Here.
Mr. Steele.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item is Pledge of Allegiance. Amy, would you lead us to the pledge, please, ma'am?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item of business, consent agenda, item 4A, ordinance AO 2015-11. And then we get dropped down to 4B, which is laid on the table item. I've got one for you. I'll go through this one and read it. Need a copy.
I think Mr. Holman just joined us.
This is Mr. Honeman.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for being here.
Yes, sir. Sorry, we're just dealing with a medical emergency and just getting cleared.
Hopefully not yours.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'll read this. This is an unnumbered ordinance. An ordinance providing for the submission of the qualified voters ranks will ask the question of the issuance of not to exceed $23,530,000 of general obligations bonds of the municipality of Anchorage to pay the costs of road and storm drainage capital improvements and related capital improvements, and the question of an increase in the municipal tax cap limitation to pay associated operations and maintenance costs in the Anchorage roads and drainage service area at an election to be held in the municipality on April 7th, 2015. I'll need somebody to introduce it, somebody to second, somebody to third. We got a second to third.
I'll second.
Third,
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Did we typically
Starr.
use verbiage that represented that the Chugach Eagle River voters had to vote on it, but we're not going to be taxed on that? It doesn't say that in the language. Have we historically said that?
Mr. Weeder?
I'll check, I don't think so, no.
I know
It's
we
the other
speak-
way around for Eagle River Parks, service area, and things like that, but not for this one.
I know in the marketing perhaps that comment comes out, or promoting the bond position, that usually comes out, but I can't know the answer if that was actually included in the bond language.
I'll check and get an answer to you.
And it's not just Eagle River, it's all the other services.
Outside of the
Yeah,
ARDSA.
and I don't ever remember.
Okay, fair
I'll
enough.
get you an answer, Bill.
Okay, just so it's right. Thanks.
The only difference between these one, the 4A, what it does, it adds Sylvan Drive onto it, which we discussed on Friday. 4B adds Sylvan Drive on it, adds the bridge on 2nd Street. That's bringing back forward, Mr. Flynn. Yes, Ms. Gray
Thank you,
Jackson.
Mr. Chairman. Did everybody get a chance to look at that email, or at least, see that it was sent from our constituent on this project? Because there was a lot of good information, and information that really justified it being a bond. So I just wanted to mention that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Mr. Peterson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm familiar with that area. I remember when it was first opened, and originally there was just one apartment complex there, and now it's grown up to where there's almost, dozens, a couple dozen of apartment complexes. So there's a lot of traffic on that road, and it's worn out.
It's definitely worn out. And I was down there when it was flooding, and they can't even get a bus down through there. Yes, Mr. Starr.
B has a $23.5 million in the repayment debt service, and the annual increase to maintenance operations is the same as the 21.5 in the language itself. So did we need to redo the math when we increased the amount proposed? It's still
Finance.
581 for ops and maintenance, and still 1.6 for the annual cost of debt service. And I guess the other question is, did we do an engineer summary on Sylvan and the bridge? That's really a $2 million increase? Or is that just a maybe?
Can I respond, Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead, ma'am, the
Thank you.
administration.
First off, Mr. Starr, if I can respond, Mr. Starr, you're exactly right. The first document that includes Sylvan, they increased the debt, and as I mentioned at the last meeting, it's like $1.54 for the Sylvan Drive. And the administration or bond council didn't change the number when the 2 million was added for the bridge, so that definitely needs to be corrected. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Administration?
No, we'll have to have the bond council and finance go over those numbers.
Okay.
Could I have an answer to the engineer's estimate on the increase for Sylvan and the bridge? Is 2 million something you guys have previewed?
Mr. Starr, is that, you mean for the bridge, the cost of the bridge? That's our estimate for the project cost, yes. We've had an engineer take a look at it
Okay.
to do that. Yes, sir.
So, because, I'm sorry, I
Johnson.
wasn't here Friday, so what is the amount above the tax cap?
What page you looking at?
Right, I don't know, I'm trying, because we don't have an O&M cost included this.
If I can respond, Mr. Chairman?
Administrator Jackson.
For Sylvan, it's like 25. If you noted, the Sylvan is
It's on the back
25.
page.
And the bridge, they have on the new document that's been, they have a 0, so I don't know, maybe that needs to be fixed along with the tax costs.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I don't know that there should be any increase for O&M on the bridge. The bridge is existing, and when it's all said and done and when the bridge is repaired, it'll still be existing. So there's no improvement as far as it's not any bigger, it's not going to be anything else. So it should not be any O&M associated with the bridge.
That would make sense.
Anything else from assembly members? Yes, Mr. Wheeler.
Mr. Chairman, to Mr. Starr's earlier question, if you look at the back, or look on page 4, line 30 to 33, it does say the debt will be paid from taxes levied and collected within ARDSA, but Anchorage will also purchase full payment credit. I think that was your question, Mr. Starr.
It is.
It's in the bond.
Fair enough.
Any other questions? Down to the end of our agenda. Yes, ma'am.
How often have we done this?
I mean, on every ARDSA bond, year to year, I'll have to look.
No, just, I mean, having it where it's above the tax cap.
I'll have to look.
I just wonder if we're precedent setting or what.
Are you talking about the O&M, ma'am? Or so that's been happening for some years, because that's the only way that you can make an adjustment to the budget to
It's
allow
true.
for the tax cap to increase, to include that. So we've been doing that for years and years.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to do that, but it can.
We actually, I don't know if we agreed to do it, but we started to encourage it back in Mark Begich as mayor. It started to really make precedent setting there, but as one mentioned, I think you have to be selective on what you raise it. You know, there's really O&M necessary on a bridge
Right.
as much as it would be a road for potholes or something. So it seems to be logical if they don't raise the O&M on the bridge project, then we're probably all right.
Any other questions from assembly members? Mr. Steele.
Refresh my memory why these were, didn't we discuss these
No, we didn't.
during our public meeting? We
No.
were discussing on the project.
This came up, the bridge came up, Mr. Flynn brought that up. We brought Sylvan Drive up because the revenue is so down, we're not gonna get money to repair that street. Last year, we got design money. It's shovel ready now, we just need to get it.
Engineering study.
All the engineering is done.
It's all done.
You got a comment?
Yeah.
Yes, on Sylvan Drive, we have a draft design study report. We still have to, after review of that, we still have to go further with preliminary and final design, and probably when we'd be ready to actually go out to bid for this project would be fall or possibly if January or February, whenever the
It's not gonna be
best
done till next year.
time to actually bid the project to get the best price would be. But in any case, it would be 2016 construction.
And I believe it was on the CIP, we just moved it up. I believe that's what you did, right?
Clerk tells me I need to clarify that on 4B, the public hearing was on February 3rd, 2015.
Right.
Just wanted to get it on the record.
Well, it says the 13th.
Roger that.
That's on 4A. It says 13th, that should be, shouldn't that be the 3rd?
And 4A is going away,
Okay.
is that correct? And 4B is replacing 4A,
That's correct.
okay? So as long as the end of public hearing needs to be on February 3rd.
Yeah, it's on February 3rd, 2015. Now that item 5, which is adjournment. Someone make a motion to adjourn, we'll be out of here.
So moved.
We're adjourned.